The NBA playoffs, Celtics melt down again, and my Heat go up 2-0. Get that, Todd? Celtics melt down, Heat go up 2 games.
That was nice.
Yeah.
That is more than serviceable.
By the way, Todd says that he's ready to go today if he were a SportsCenter anchor. Now, this is when you do a tease before you go to break?
Exactly.
Okay.
Or like coming up at the beginning of SportsCenter when they kind of go through the headlines with their cute little lines.
Okay. Russell Wilson, by the way, will join us coming up in about 10 minutes. What's wrong?
Todd's scripted setup bits work occasionally. He's much better when you say, hey, go.
Yes.
Right. See, Todd is better when he just drops them in, but when there's like the setup of like, okay, now Todd's going to do his SportsCenter bit, it's immediately going to fail.
Kind of like the mock headlines, maybe.
No offense.
Okay, but do we want him to fail?
You know,
Like,
I thought that was the whole idea yesterday when I was on the fly, when I got caught and tongue-tied and I couldn't think of that second thing. They got a good laugh in the front row.
But it wasn't on the fly because you did it earlier before the show started.
I know, but I had forgotten exactly how I said it in the moment. So
and then I set you up to do your Mike Tyson impersonation, and then you weren't ready for that as well.
I wasn't. I didn't realize that you were looking for me to do Tyson.
Yes, Eden.
I'm starting to come around to, I wouldn't mind seeing Todd get a couple of winners.
Okay. Well, Todd, you feel good enough. You got a couple of winners in here.
Yeah, this isn't like comedy. This is just what I think a SportsCenter anchor would say leading off of last night's action. It's not.
I think there's always a little bit of comedy in
Well,
there.
I want it to be funny and clever.
Well, I'd settle for one.
Like, how is he supposed to deliver a joke now? Where he's going to be like, let's talk about the Heat, and we're all going to die laughing.
The most
it's never going to happen.
thing ever right now.
Okay. Yeah.
Never going to happen.
We're not rooting for him to fail, but it's like if you live in the Pacific Northwest, you're not rooting for rain, but you're accustomed to rain.
I'm gonna root for Todd here. I know that the build up now getting bigger, and he's obviously gonna come crashing down, falling on his sword here. So if Todd Fritz was a SportsCenter anchor,
if you can't take the heat, am I starting or not?
Yes, I just gave you. Probably,
I was just starting.
Do we have a drum roll or something?
No, we need like SportsCenter music. We need the. Unfortunately, Todd can't relentlessly.
Coming up on SportsCenter. If you can't take the heat, get out of the bubble. Buy or Celtics. Boston blows a double-digit lead and got to dig out of a 2-0 hole. If I was a baker, my first two ingredients would be a splash of Chubb and a pinch of Hunt. How the Browns made the dog pound howl Thursday night. He won every game at LSU last season. Now he's lost 2 games in the last 5 days. Why Joe refuses to burrow his head in the sand. The Southsiders are going somewhere they haven't been in a dozen years. We call that a tease in the business. The Yankees put the bomb in Bronx Bombers. Justin Thomas puts his best winged foot forward, we'll explain. Lightning strikes twice, well, actually 4 times on the island. Dion gets off his bar stool and puts on a whistle. Plus, can't you believe it? How a father and now son went bust. SportsCenter, right about now.
Do you think it was better by going faster?
Yes. So you don't get a chance to analyze it too much.
No, let it breathe.
I think it needed a little breathing room there. Just a little.
Yeah, but the open of sports, it doesn't have to kind of be like when they're in a 60, 45 to 60 second window. You're the pro. Like, it can't go on endlessly and like tell the whole story.
All right. So if I was doing it, Justin Thomas puts his best wing foot forward. We'll explain.
That's awesome.
The Yankees put the bomb in Bronx Bombers. Lightning strikes twice. Actually, 4 times on the island. Dion gets off his bar stool and puts on a whistle. And can't you believe it? How a father and son went bust. SportsCenter starts right now. Yeah.
That's so fantastic.
That was nice, bud.
Yeah.
I wish I could deliver it like that. Even like 1/10 of that, I would take that a second. That made me feel really good. It felt like a really genuine, like classic SportsCenter with something that I wrote by you saying that.
Maybe if you write for me, it'll sound a
That'd
little better.
be fine. I would be absolutely fine with that because I thought that made it sound 10,000 times better than what I just did.
Yes, Paul.
That's so great. Yeah. We couldn't have planned that.
Yeah.
That made me feel really good. My words just jumped off the page and came to life with a Dan Patrick mock SportsCenter.
I didn't feel good about my performance, though.
I think it was great, and that was an awesome moment for me personally that you just did that.
Thank you, Todd.